Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program with me, Nihai Hobo, and I thought I had a flight in progress. It's been a couple of days since I last played, so I've forgotten exactly what's going on here. So, landed at Eve, I assume landed but dead. I'm guessing it was a... I'm sure I haven't landed successfully. We've just got there successfully. Oh, hello. Is this some sort of bug glitch? Whoa, there's a lot of gravity. Plenty of gravity to be had. Okay. So Space Center, let's just have a look at this other one. So that was Amning. This one doesn't have a name, so cannot be controlled without a crew member on board. So who's this then? It's technically that's not. Oh right, so that's the. I see. So that's the capsule which landed, along with no. Yeah, it's the cap. It's done two things. So I think it has sort of bugged out a little bit. I think I might have cheated. So if I go back to Amning, in fact, I'm sure I killed Amning. I can't chalk this down to being a victory. So if we have him come around here and get back in, and then if we go back to the Space Center, we should only have one technically flight in progress. Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to allow that as a victory. It feels quite cheaty. I think I want to go back to the drawing board and try and do this legit before we move on to another planet. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to modify the Duna beast. In fact, yeah, because it was the Eve Explorer that got up there, and we can't have that. Duna Beast 2. Why are you a 2 and you were 1,000? And are there any more? No, there's no more Duna Beasts. There's just Eve Explorers and miniature Eve Explorers. I guess you look like a diet version of this. So let's work on you. Now, last time, it was our interplanetary stage which let us down, this one here. So what we're going to do is not only are we going to remove this engine, we're going to try the nuclear engine, the atomic. So I keep calling it a nuclear engine. It's not at all. It's an atomic engine. 3 tanks should be enough to get me to go and see Jesus with this thing, because it is incredible. I think even at full throttle, it uses just over a litre a second. These are 400 litres each, so that gives me about 2 hours of burn time, which is more than we ever need. This stage was okay, despite the fact we wanted to add more chutes. Because they do so little. Yeah, better. And let's just check that all these chutes are going off at the same time. Yep. And nothing's there to detach. Yep. With our ladders. Yep. I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, we'll go ahead with that one. So we'll go with the Dune Beast 3000. We're going back to the numbers. And we'll save that one. So, anyway, just before we hit the launch pad, quickly talk about Movember again. If this is your first time, if this is the 1000th time I'm talking to you about this, I do apologise for sounding like a stuck record, but as I keep saying, it's a good cause. I'm going to keep talking about it as long as I need your money. I will be, so at this very moment in time, in fact, at the moment I'm recording this, because of the house move and everything, I'm having to record quite far in advance. Today is the 27th of October 2012, and when you're listening to this, I will be in the midst of growing mutton chops for charity, for a charitable event called Movember. This is where gentlemen are invited to grow ridiculous facial hair, be sponsored for the privilege of doing so, and that money then gets contributed to cancer causes. And the idea is that the sort of conversation goes, hey, nice mustache, why have you done that to yourself? And you go, because I check my nuts for lumps. And it's sort of a prefix for talking about testicular cancer, a very good cause. So at the bottom of the description, there is a chip-in widget if you wish to contribute. You could also go and check out Movember's website. Ladies, you can also join in as well. If you head over to the Movember website, there is a section there for Mo Sisters. Always keep forgetting to check this landing gear in this particular environment, and it all looks good. So yes, please, when the video is finished, go to the link to my chip-in widget and give me some monies. Anybody who contributes will have an honourable mention. And one last thing as well, if it's the 1st of December 2012, it is too late to contribute this time, but it comes around every November, so just put it in a little piggy bank and give it to me next time November swings around, and we can make money that way. Okay, so that said, we'll get on with this launch, and this launch is dedicated to the Tucker, Tukua, Nate Caraway 2000, Deathcat, Zonth 2013, and another new user without a YouTube name yet. So welcome to you guys, and of course welcome to everybody else. If I haven't said your name yet, sorry, but I will be getting around to it soon. Okay, without further ado, in 5, 4, 3, ignition, liftoff. And that's it, we clear the tower with some horrible frame rate. This will improve, don't worry. There we go, it's starting to smoothen up a bit. I am going to get this computer sorted out, try and get that reduced to an absolute minimum. I just think there's a bit too much crap on here at the moment. Might want a new graphics card. And that's the first stage away. That's the solid fuel stage, where they hit each other as they go and cause the explosion. Okay. So this is a straight up stage. Again, for those of you who are old hats to these videos, that will be no surprise to you. This stage just goes up in a straight line to a ridiculous height of some 200,000 meters. This stage is designed to get us into orbit, and nothing ever works out like that apart from this going in a straight line. It's a tactic which I'm pretty sure it's actually wrong. I'm sure that a gravity roll at 20,000 meters is the prescribed way to do things by NASA's book, and who would know better than NASA? But I don't know, it just works for me. I've tried the gravity roll thing, didn't work out as well as just staying in a straight line, because eventually we have to get to 200,000 meters, whichever way you cut it, and beyond. So I don't mind spending the fuel going in a straight line and punching through the atmosphere as fast as I possibly can. Also, this thing weighs so much, it's horrible to turn and try and fly straight in, try and fly across any sort of axis, so we need to shed a bit of weight first. There was one more thing as well. I'm, as I say, currently moving house, so I'm trying to sort the broadband out in a new place. That in itself is being quite the problem child to get arranged. So the current tenants will probably be ringing me in a minute so I can find out how they've gone about it. If that's the case, I'll just stop the video and come straight back again. But I'll go ahead and apologise in advance for the interruption. Again, as we leave the atmosphere, we start this sort of torque rolling. You can see it's fighting ever so hard to try and keep everything in check. I don't know why I'm not touching any of the controls. It's just straight line in the air. Seems to do it as soon as we leave the atmosphere. So there we go. We'll have that stage away. At this point now, then we are 187,000 meters. We're going to flop over onto the 90-degree line. That's what we're going to try to do. Did I put RCS on this? I didn't. That was stupid. I'm sure one of them I did. So like I say, it's just a very, even with that stage gone, it's just a very, very heavy rocket to get over under its own steam. But then again, I suppose there is nothing powering it. Dons la Mamonte. You can actually see what I'm doing in this bottom right hand side there. So there you go. I'm trying to get the roll back over. I'm pitching the nose right down. Okay, we're going to stop it with a counter roll. Throw it a little bit the yaw to the left. And start pitching up. Just to try and hold it under control. Come on. Like I say, it's just, it's so sluggish and lurchy. Just any slight overcompensation gets exaggerated quite aggressively. But I'm more concerned about the 90-degree line than the horizon. That's the one that's really going to make all the difference. The horizon can be adjusted once we start the burn and the rocket becomes a little bit more manoeuvrable. Up to 170, I think we'll go ahead for the burn. And off we go. See you later, shitlords. You see, now it's not having to really do a great deal under the SAS. It's quite weird. I'm just going to reset the SS for that. Go, getting the arc is growing quite well. We've left all of our crap behind us. Excellent. So we're still climbing at the moment. That's going to stop quite shortly, and then what we're going to do is start dropping, and that will contribute a little bit more towards the horizontal speed. So we'll trade a little bit of one for the other. The rate of which we're accelerating is pretty good. We need to be at around about 2,600 meters to achieve an orbit. So that's the 1,000 meters that we just popped through there. So it's about Mach, just slightly over Mach 3. What are we doing for fuel? Which fuel tanks are we burning through here? Oh, that one. Right, okay. That was odd. Where the fuck is this rocket going? I don't like these new SAS units, I'm going to be honest. I like the old ones where they were very stubborn about being locked into a set position. But these ones, even with the SAS on, I can make quite dramatic adjustments in it. Just need a bit more. So for those of you who don't understand orbit, basically what you're trying to do is you're travelling this way so quickly that you're falling at the same rate as or same rate or faster than the world is falling away from you. That's how orbit works. So there we go. We've got a periapsis now. That means we've achieved our orbit. It's now just a case of that's that stage done with. So I'm just going to throttle down a little bit, and I'm just going to try and sneak away from these. Just going to try and separate ourselves a little bit so that it doesn't touch. Excellent. That's all we need. Okay, so there we go. We are in an orbit. It's not a very good orbit, but what we've got there, nearly 400,000 meters against 120. So it's as wonky an orbit as you're ever likely to see. However, that said, we can use that to our advantage. So this will be the point at which we try and stretch our periapsis out to sling us off into the horizon and to go and catch Duna, I guess. Is that up there? Oh no, that's the very final planet, Jewel. So there, Duna, yeah. So yeah, as per usual, we've achieved our orbit here, so that's going to be the end of this episode. Next episode will be the interplanetary stage, where we're going to try and hop from this influence to the influence of the sun and achieve an orbit there, and over a course of a very, very long time, intercept Duna, and then get into an orbit and hopefully this time land successfully. It's all down to that interplanetary stage though. That's going to be the telling thing. Just as a bit of an FYI as well, currently this save game is now 15 years and 301 days because of the two lengthy interceptions that we've attempted with Duna. So I just thought that might be a bit of information that you might be interested in, that I thought I would give to you. Anyway, so yeah, now would be a good time if you want to contribute to go and click the link in the descriptions. Like I say, if it's after December 1st, 2012, then please don't. But if it isn't, then if you can spare anything, I would sure appreciate it. And like I say, an honourable mention. So that's that one. If you've enjoyed the episode, don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.